Okay, hi everyone. I'm doing another update on my goats. So today is May 19th, and it's around 12:30 in the afternoon. So now that the snow is all gone, all the goats are out in the whole field. We had to put a gate over top of, or fence over top of our gate, so that way the little kids wouldn't escape. And we have 3 left. Those 2 right there, that black one and white one. And then, hi Rosie. And then that little one over here. The other 4 were sold at the Fern Feather Show, which we have in Mount Forest here. It's basically a farm trade, buy, sell, trade kind of thing. People bring goats, lots of chickens, geese, ducks, little birds like house birds. This year they asked for no cats and dogs, although there was some. What else do people sell? You can get basically anything. There was miniature cows and miniature horses and ponies this year, and there was some last year. They actually have it twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. So April and then usually October. So we sold 4 kids, the 3 girls and 1 boy. So actually each mom still has 1 baby, the ones that had twins. They also have 1 baby except for Rosie, because she only had 1, so her 1 little girl went. That's okay, she didn't actually seem to care that much, which surprised me because all the other goats were really freaking out, but it could just be because they had 2 and she only had 1. So yeah, and I'll actually go in. Something happened to my goat's eye a couple weeks ago, and I want to show you what it looks like. So now we use this gate, which if I can get it undone with one hand. Come here, let's look at your eye. It's mostly all better now. He had a little ulcer in his eye, which he doesn't want me to look at. Anyways, made the vet come out and check it out, and it's all better now. I have to put Tobrex in his eye, which is a really kind of thick paste, and he doesn't like it very much. I kind of have to climb over him, hold his head between my legs, tilt his head so his eye is facing me, and then just kind of squirt it in and hope that it gets in, and I just kind of rub it. Doesn't like it very much, but it works. They have 2 water buckets now because the big pool that I had for them broke. It was only a kiddie pool, it wasn't an actual goat pool, a goat water holder. So yeah, so they use that one. But I was finding that because the kids are still here, it's running out faster, because last summer I only had 2 goats, and that thing would last them all day. Now I have no idea how it will work for just the 5. I'll probably have to fill it up twice or 3 times a day, but with the kids I'm finding that I'll fill it up in the morning when I feed them, and they'll drink it all, so then I have to fill it up again, and then it's like half. So then I just bring out this one too, which they drink almost all of it. I can put it in there. Then get them another one of these. I fill this up twice in a day. Come here, Blizzard. Are you gonna come say hi? So these 3 boys I'm trying to sell on Kijiji right now. And I think someone might come buy them. She emailed me yesterday, so we'll see. Yeah. So what we did to get ready this spring with our kids was, like I said, put the fence over the gate. Then we dewormed everyone. And we just used a pour-on dewormer, so I don't know if it'll work. Never used it before. I didn't actually know that you had to deworm goats you have to actually, here, we deworm them twice a year. I didn't know that. Because the very first time a vet came out, she dewormed them, and she's like, okay, they're dewormed, they're done. And I just took that as one time is good. It's not. We deworm twice. Figured that out because I'm co-oping at a vet's office, so I get to see the vets every day and get to talk to them about it, because I get to work with small animal and large animal vets, which is great because I want to become a vet tech. So I work with a vet tech all day, which is great. So yeah, and then I get to ask them all these questions that I didn't know about them, and it's a really great learning experience, and I get to take it home with me and basically put it towards my goats. What else did I do so far this spring? I trimmed hooves twice so far. Once in February, I had a vet come out and help me, just because it was gross weather and it was kind of hard to do. And then I did it by myself 3 or 4 days ago. All I did was basically like what they do at a rodeo, where they wrestle a calf down and then hog tie it. Kind of did that. Stand on the side of them, pick up their opposite legs, roll them over, and then kind of just put my knees where their neck is to just hold them still, and then did all their feet, and they actually didn't mind because I was feeding them treats at the same time, so they didn't actually have a problem with that. The only thing was my legs got sore after a while because I had to do all 5. And the 3 bigger goats were actually super hard to flip over because I'm not that tall, so that was really hard. And one of them's older, so actually I didn't do her hind feet, so instead of flipping her over, I just stood her up and just did her front feet. Just standing there, had her in a headlock, which she didn't mind because then she had her face in my pocket with the treats. And you're just so friendly, aren't you, Blizzard? You've been nibbling on my fingers this whole time. Don't want you to bite me with your back teeth, but your front teeth don't hurt at all. Right? And the kids, they didn't need their feet done because they're not even long enough. I can show you. My foot. They're not bad at all. So, didn't have to worry about doing them. Oh, scratch your chin. Right. Mwah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and show you what I do with the chickens. This gate was up all winter as well. We just couldn't use it because the snow here was so bad. It got buried. And the only reason I'm still using it right now is because the 2 big green ones in the middle, the kids, when I open it, they just walk out and I have a hard time catching them because I don't have collars on them. Only the bigger ones have collars because those are the ones that I keep, so I don't spend as much money on the kids as I do the adults, because the kids are going to new homes soon enough. Like, I've only had them for 2.5 months now, and hopefully not much longer. The other ones were gone at the end of April, so I'll just do that later. Oh, and something else that you should let your goats have all the time is mineral. And that's it in there. Blizzard's eating it up. I just leave it up for them all day in this bucket. It sucks when it rains because it gets wet, but they still eat it because then it dries out. And actually when it's wet, it makes less of a mess. and then they aren't so thirsty afterwards, so it's okay that it gets wet. It's just gray powder, and it actually smells pretty good. So I have no idea what's in there. Just get it at the feed store with their feed. And so I have some chickens outside right now. Hi, chickens. And I got 4 new ones. I can show you those. Where's the new ones? Oh, they're around here. There they are. He's 4. They're 3.5 months. I got them at the Fur and Feather Show. They were 3 months when I got them. So they're roughly 3.5 right now. Got them for $7 each. I think, or 6.5, something like that. Spent $40 on them, either way. So yeah, now that the nicer weather's here, all my chickens go outside now. They have a couple roosts outside. They have that one, which they don't really like. And they have that one, which they also don't really like for some reason. But the one over there by the ladder, they use a lot, and they'll sit on the ladder too. And then I cleaned out the inside with the nicer weather, but it's still pretty dirty again. But a lot of it falls through the cracks, which is nice. And there's their roost up there. They sleep on all night. About 10 or 12 fit on there, and then the rest will either crawl in nesting boxes or sleep out here on the roosts over there, or on the floor. And then, so yeah, I can show you how to get them in here. Took a bit of training actually, because they thought when I was opening the door they could all just escape. So they do, they just pick it up. Watch where you step. I don't have shoes on right now, but if I did have shoes it wouldn't matter where I stepped. I'm one of those people that can't stand socks, but if I wear flip-flops out here, they'll break, because my goats will step on them, and I'll eventually just get them stuck on something. So, and I don't have any money to spend on buying new shoes all the time, nor do I care to buy new shoes all the time, so I'd rather just walk around barefoot, and then just, put a bowl of water in the bathtub, and then when I walk in the house, or when I know I'm going outside, I take the bowl and I put it at the back door, and then when I walk in the back door, I just put my feet in the bowl of water right away, wash them off, and then I don't get the floor dirty because my mom hates that. So anyways, I unlatched that. Just hold that for a second. And then I unlatched this one. We got a new door on here because the winter destroyed the other one. So those ones are going to try to come out. So what I normally do is I make sure no one's trying to open this one. Then you have to open this one. And sometimes, see that kind of like space? They'll sometimes try to go under there. But that's okay because I have a stick. But they're pretty good. Like I said, it took some training. See, that one's going to go over there. And then you just give them a tap, and they'll go either way. Or even if you just swing your stick. That's my sticks. I use 2 of them. This one's the better one though. It does have staples in it. I don't know why. I think my brother was playing with it, and he put staples in it. Anyways. So then now there's some new birds in there, and these go up. I lost the bungee cord for it. I think it broke, but it doesn't matter. It stays folded down, and all I do is when I want them to leave, I'll take my stick and I'll put it in there, and they know, because they know what it is. I actually sometimes just do this, and they'll, come on everyone, let's go inside. Well, they can stay out there. It doesn't actually matter because it's after 10, and normally all their eggs are laid by 10. There is 2 or 3 of them that lay them later, like that white one and that other kind of white one. She lays blue eggs. She lays cream-colored eggs. They are later laying, or whatever, afternoon layers. And same with this one. And she actually never leaves, that peach-colored one. Hi, Runt! Are you going to come outside? You've been upstairs all day. Runt's half blind. So, she doesn't always know how far things are like that. She kind of jumped. And this one's also half blind, but she's worse. But yeah. And that is my rooster. 1 rooster left. I had 3 at one time, or just 2 at one time. That white one died over the winter though. It was that one's brother. He died over the winter. It was minus like 30, and he got frostbite on a couple toes, so he stopped walking upstairs, but I didn't know that. So he started sleeping outside, and a couple times I came out here late because I just wanted to make sure that everyone was inside, and he wasn't. So I had to come out every day and start picking him up and putting him inside. And then eventually I think it just got too bad for him and he died. But the rest of them are okay. I think I've only lost 3 over the winter. And then one girl that was like 7 years old, she died last week. So that's why I had to buy the 4 new ones to replace them. And I got them at 3 months because I want them to get used to living here before they start laying eggs. And it's hard to tell if when you're buying, especially at the Fur and Feather Show, because it's just farmers. No one's like regulating it or anything. People can lie and be like, oh, they're 7 months, they just started laying eggs, when really they're like 2 years old. It's easier to just buy them before laying eggs, because basically all you can tell is before laying eggs, or after laying eggs. So I just buy them before they start laying eggs, so that way I know that they're young, obviously, because they're not laying eggs. And also you can tell, but I don't want chicks either, because I don't have a brooder or like a place to put them other than in the chicken coop, so they have to be old enough to just go right in here. And these ones were. They were also the cheapest. There was some guy selling chickens for like $20. And I was like, no thanks. Especially seeing as every other person there is selling birds. I can go to someone else. So I did. This guy had like over 100 birds. He actually runs like a chicken farm. So these are all the extra chicks that he had. Because he says he has so many that he keeps in a year. But then he has so many extra, but he doesn't want to kill them because he can make money off them. So he does. He sells them at the Fur and Feather Show twice a year, which is awesome. Okay, you guys need to go inside. Go on. Let's go. In the coop. See, and they've learned to not walk towards me, because if they do, I'll swing my feet at them, and they don't like that. Anyways, so that's the majority of what I do in the spring so far. I did have to put up a new fence around the goats, half a fence, because the kids were getting out, so I did that. Also, the chickens will be going out with the goats soon. That's why you see that big gray thing out in the field. That's like a big, you actually get them at like where they normally house lots of birds to lay eggs. We bought that at the Fur and Feather Show too. It's going to be for when the chickens go out there, because they won't actually have a coop anymore. They'll just sleep in the shed with the goats, so they need a place to lay their eggs, but I don't want the goats to wreck it or anything because they are very destructive. So that metal thing stands up to the goats really well, like they climb all over it and it hasn't broken yet, so hopefully when we put the chickens out there, obviously the top comes off there and then it's open and so they can't jump on it anymore, but the chickens will be more comfortable and there's a lot more spaces. As well, because they don't have any grass right now, it's mostly crap that's on the floor that they're walking on. Putting them out in the fields will be good, and that's also why we had to put up another fence, the new fence, because we only had cattle fence at the back, which is 5 by 4 slats or something like that, or 5 by 5, I'm not really sure. But anyways, the goat and sheep fence is 4 by 4, rectangular, and they can't walk through that, so that's good. We just have to fix the one man gate. We have to block that better, and then they'll be fine. And we have that, like I said, we have the wire on the front gate, which they can't get through. And then, yeah, and the goats don't seem to care because I brought a couple chickens back there the one day, and the chickens didn't really like them, only because the goats were sniffing them and following them around. But I think after a couple days, they would be fine. So yeah. So I'm going to make another video. I know I said I just did their feet, but in 2-3 weeks when I have to do their feet again, because it's, I don't have rough ground for them to wear their feet down because it's springtime, it's soft ground. They are more prone to getting hoof rot, so you have to do it more often. But during like the dry part of summer, you don't, because they break off more easily on their own. I'll make another video on how to do hoof trims, and then hopefully we'll be starting the project of building our new goat shed, and then I will also make a video on that, and make another video on moving the chickens out. And yeah, so see you guys soon.